captain today is Captain Ted. Now before we begin, this is a U.S. Coast Guard regulated vessel, and I have to go over the safety protocols. First things first are about life jackets at the front of the boat. To the right and the left of me here, in these white bins, are the adult life jackets. To the back left of my captain, in that white bin down there, there's going to be some more of those. For any of the children on board, hanging above in the back, to the right and the left, in those black bags, are the children's life jackets. In a case of an emergency, please take care of yourself first, then anyone who would need assistance. You slip it on over your head and wrap it around your stomach, just like it shows in the papers hanging above. Now our second rule today is please remain seated at all times unless me or my captain let you know it's the appropriate time to stand up. And the third and final rule is keep those arms, legs, phones, anything you do plan on taking home with you inside the boat. If you do drop anything, make sure you just raise your hand nice and high and then practice that princess wave, because there's a 100% chance that we can't stop the boat to get it back for you. Now every single ride is guaranteed to be different, so sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. Chalecos salvavidas. Permanecer sentado. Gracias. Stay quiet, stay seated. If we don't spook him, he'll come back up. There's a very good chance he'll be waiting for us on the way back, so don't you worry, you guys. This is a place called Turtle Cove, and our reptiles love to relax there. Yeah. But they do spook super easily, so keep that in mind, you guys. If we do spot any more gators today, try to stay super quiet. Don't jump up, and especially don't put your hands outside of the boat, because they do see that and they can jump. Don't get confused. Early morning gator.
There's a lot of gators in here now.
A lot, no, but I do see them every single day. But I see the same ones every day. Now, alligators are rare to spot in these kind of waters. This is a crystal clear, fast-moving, cold body of water. So alligators here have to work extra hard to survive. But they do exist here, so keep that in mind if you ever do see one. Leave them alone. They work extra hard to be here.
El cocodrilo dice, pero están camuflados.
Remember last time we were here, it was about the same time frame.
Now, I will say there is a chance to see a manatee. It's just super rare at this time of year, but they do come. It's just random at this point. Now, this water is pretty cold for them. I know if you guys are from the north, you're probably looking at me like I'm crazy, but this water is 72 to 74 degrees all year round. Now, our manatees are the West Indian manatees, and that translates to the Caribbean, which is much warmer than these waters. So they don't want to come here unless they absolutely have to.
Son manatíes de la India.
But the best time to see them is the winter. It's going to be from October to March, especially when the Gulf drops below 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
Is that a camp or is that part of you guys?
So that's an educational center for Hernando County students. It's not affiliated with us. It's just a place that kids get to go on their field trips. So sorry, you guys. But if you are a middle school student in Hernando County, you do have a chance of going there. Make sure you contact your teachers, your principals, that kind of thing. Now, I've seen a few of you have been looking at the fish jump out of the water. Now, that's the mullet. There you go. Now, mullet can jump 12 feet in height and do it 6 times in a row.
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah, so there's a few reasons why mullet jump. One of the reasons is to get away from a predator. Probably thought we were one. Now, this bird that just flew at us is actually the tricolored heron. It's got 3 different colors: purple, blue, and white. It looks very similar to the little blue heron, but they are different. You can see the difference here. Now that bird is so light, it's basically floating on the top of the water right there. It's just standing ever so slightly on that moss. They call them wading birds because they wade through the water looking for their next meal. Now this tree towards our left is a bald cypress tree, and they have a lot of Florida history. These trees were almost cut down completely to extinction. They didn't realize it at the time, but they are a slow-growing species. And sitting on top of that tree is a white bird, and that is the ibis. They have a nickname, the Florida chicken. They were hunted for their meat when we were first discovering this beautiful state. Now, if you're familiar with any of the sports teams here in Florida, specifically the University of Miami, you might be familiar with that guy. The team's name is the Hurricanes, and their mascot is the ibis. They are associated. That's the bravest of birds, and whenever a hurricane comes, it's the last one to leave and the first one to return. So, during hurricane seasons, you guys, if you stop seeing the ibis, it's a sign that you probably should have left too. And they've been well regarded for thousands of years. You can find ancient Egyptian drawings with that guy, with little sayings about how he's the symbol of wisdom and knowledge.
He eats mosquitoes.
That's right. Hey, look towards the right. This is Monkey Island, the only island on the Weeki Wachee River. On this platform, we used to have monkeys, but when we became a state park in 2008, they let us know we could not have animals here that are not native to the state of Florida. So we did send them away. But if you wanted to see those wild monkeys in Florida, you can kayak next to them in Silver Springs, or dine with them at Homo Sassa's Florida Cracker Kitchen.
Let's go there. I want to eat with them.
Alright, for my left side, your chance to spot this is now. Anybody on the right, don't worry. We're going to turn the boat and you'll have your chance in another minute. But take a look up here, 2 trees down, 3 trees back, all the way at the top, and spot the bald eagle's nest. Up there is the home of Martha and George Washington, our resident bald eagles here at the park. Now you guys, I will say, I spotted something else. So do me a favor, stay seated, don't make a lot of noise here. This is their home and we gotta respect that. If you look up ahead, that's an alligator on the side of the water, just floating on the surface, and all that moss. That little black thing, alligator. Alligator.
¿Es eso?
Ah, ya vi.
Isn't that cool, guys?
Está medio muerto, parece. Alligator es lagarto, vos has dicho cocodrilo.
Y dice pájaro.
Ah, un pájaro.
Todo el pájaro.
Babies do the eagle have. Over here, 1, 2. I'll answer 1, 2.
Just stay seated for me.
Permanecir sentado.
So every single year they lay around 3 eggs, but on average only 1 will make it. But last year Martha and George had 2 eggs and they both made it all the way. The year before that they also had 2 babies. Yeah, this year was beautiful. We got to see Betsy and Ben. They were raised and they flew out of the nest. They only left a few months ago actually. It was around March. It was crazy. They were huge. Now there are some black birds up there. Those are not the eagles, but they look super similar to what the babies do. The only difference is the babies are about 3 times that size. It's insane. And the females are even bigger. I'm going to point out a sign later on. You're going to see the exact length of that bald eagle. It's crazy. showed you guys Monkey Island earlier, but long before this was Monkey Island, it was a Seminole Native American trading post. They called this the Devil's Elbow. Long before us, the Seminoles took care of this beautiful river. In fact, we got our name from them. The name Weeki Wachee in their language means winding waters. And as you've seen coming down here, it is very windy. But the Seminoles did teach us something else. Take a look towards the left here, you're going to see our sawgrass. And at the top of it, you're going to spot its flower. We call that a bloom. The Seminoles taught us whenever this is up and blooming to bunker down and get safe. Because it's windy season. And who can guess what that means in Florida? That's right, hurricanes. So you can tell by the state of all this, we got directly hit by a few of them.
Se piensa grabar así para que se vea en la pantalla.
They don't do it in the nest. That's right. People ask me that. They're like, oh my goodness, where are these bald eagles pooping? Well, if you were a bald eagle and you pooped every single day in your nest, that would get pretty heavy. Now, our bald eagle's nest up there was only around 400 pounds. Now, the largest one ever found was 4,300 pounds. Now, that got so big that it snapped the tree right underneath of it. So, unfortunately, it no longer exists. So, they can't get too large. Every single year they do grow. It grows by around 2 feet. Now we're about to see the sign that I was talking about that shows the wingspan of those bald eagles. So this is Parker's Landing. Take a look at that sign.
Está bonito.
Me parece que hablé ayer contigo acerca de eso. Sí, te entiendo.
No. No recuerdo.
Que parece, yo digo. Es increíble que
So this is another view of that ibis over here towards your left.
que me parece que fue ayer que hablamos de lo que estoy viendo y no se hizo realidad.
Now coming down towards our right are muscadine grapevines, the only wild grapes to grow in Florida. Back in the day before the Prohibition, we were the main manufacturer of muscadine wine. After the Prohibition, the government let us know we had to find a new way to make money. So we switched over to citrus. But you can still find a few local wineries that grow and sell the delicious muscadine wine. I will say this is the last known location that we did spot that alligator. So everybody do me a favor, just stay super quiet, don't jump up, and keep your eyes on this location on our left side. There's a chance that he left, but there is a good chance that he's still here waiting for us. Right there. Right underneath those little trees. It's the gator. Can you guys see? You want to stand? Yeah, go ahead. Right back there in the corner.
¿Un qué dijo?
¿Lo quiere ver? Y no, no,
¿Pero un qué dijo? ¿Un qué?
Thank you.
Ah,
Estaba ahí encima, ¿no?
¿cómo flotarán en el agua?
So that's Sunny the alligator. The other one that you guys saw was Pickles. Don't you worry. I do see him often enough to name them. They don't go up and towards that swim hole, so you guys are going to be perfectly fine. Now, they're super lazy here. They have to work extra hard to survive. The water is super cold for them, so whenever I do see them, they're just relaxing on the edges of the water here, soaking up as much sunlight as they can, and wait for their next meal to come to them. Now there have been a few movies filmed here. Creature of the Black Lagoon, The Incredible Mr. Limpet, and the original Tarzan was all filmed in this area. Other than that, Paris Hilton came here on her show, A Simple Life, Season 2, Episode 3. And Elvis Presley came here, vacationed and partied with our very own mermaids. But my favorite one is Steve